Hi and welcome back. So today I'll be making a beet juice, and I'm gonna call this juice I like the beet juice. So if you know where that saying is from, then you know. But if you don't know, then you don't know. But if you do know, you watch way too many housewife episodes. But yeah, I'm gonna start custom naming my drinks because it's fun and like why not? So I always start off with washing my fruits and vegetables. So I wash with the Trader Joe's fruit and vegetable wash. And this juice has the inclusions of cucumbers, apples, key limes, ginger, turmeric, beets, cilantro, and parsley. So at first I wasn't going to add the cilantro. It wasn't going to be in my recipe. So I added it just because I had some left over from something I made. So I just wanted to, use it. So I always go in and scrub off everything, make sure everything is really clean. Beets, yeah, they needed some additional cleaning. That's why they were the last ones in there. And turmeric also needed that cleaning too. So I made sure I scrubbed those really good. And just as a forewarning for this juice, beets are comparable to adding a banana in a smoothie. When you add a banana into a smoothie, all you taste is a banana, really. So it was good. However, beets are aggressive and everything balanced out though, so it was good, but beets are really aggressive. And yeah, so I went in and added that into bowls. That way we could get started with the chopping and peeling. So I just went ahead and peeled off everything. Peeled off the beets. So beets take a little longer because that skin is tough. It's not like a typical fruit skin. It took me a minute to get all that done, and then I just moved that out the way. That way I could get the beets. So all of my recipes that I create are very customizable. So like I would say, if you don't like something that I put in my juice, just don't use it, or replace it with something else. You don't have to go word for word or everything that I do. So just know juicing is fun. And also I don't use juicing as a replacement for fruits and vegetables. I also consume a lot of fruits and vegetables on the side. So don't think that this is how I get my entire consumption of fruits and vegetables. You should always make sure you're eating them as well. And beets are staining. They are staining. So I use two of the most staining ingredients in this juice. I use beets and turmeric. I was having a fight between the two of them, and yeah, my nails were stained. And yeah, so I went in with the peeler for my cucumbers. You know how I am about the skin. I always take that off because I do not buy them organic. Only thing organic I buy as far as fruits and vegetables would be apples, because I love to eat apples. And my grandparents will always say an apple a day keeps the dentist away, but I still go to the dentist. So I go in and I always just do cut the tail in like a little piece. That way it's easier for me to chop it and get started chopping it. You don't have to do that, but I just do it. And it's just a tiny little piece. It's not nothing too destructive or wasteful. And I'm really gonna start composting. I have a garden that I have in the front yard, and I can just throw all of this in the garden when I'm done. I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, and I would need to keep everything like citrus separate, even though I already do that, just so I could get the full effects of it. And so I just peeled off the skin of the ginger and kept it moving. Now I want to explain the benefits of each ingredient, as well as what it does for the juice. So with starting off with the star of the show, the beets. Beets regulate your blood sugar, regulate and balance your blood sugar and blood flow. Apples add sweetness to the juice, and they aid in hydration. Key limes are good for immunity as well as antioxidant benefits, and I always talk about them, and I always use them, and I love them. So turmeric is a superfood that also aids in immunity. Superfood meaning it does a lot. It does a lot. Ginger is another superfood that we love, and ginger aids in digestion. It's nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. Parsley is good for immunity and brain function. Cilantro is good for healthy skin and hair. Cucumber is good for immunity, skin, and hydration. And all of this is backed by some research that I've done on my own. So now I am doing the cutting of the key limes, so I decided to wait until I was done juicing and just squeeze them into my juice. So I'm just cutting them in half and just putting them to the side just to prep them up for post juicing and just adding them in. And I did cut all these. I cut all of these, but I didn't use them all in my juice because, you know, I could use it for other things. So I just wanted to have some left over. So I just went ahead and cut them in half. And I do use key limes in pretty much all of my juicing recipes. There are some that I don't use them in, but key limes are just something that I love. And I have a friend, she always say, like, what's your obsession with key limes? And I don't know. So I always juice on high because that gives me the best consistency with my juice. One time I juiced on low and that juice was thick. I was like, oh no, this cannot happen again. So I started off with the turmeric and ginger just because, well, I think I didn't put the ginger in yet, but I always start off with the when I have turmeric, I always start off with that because turmeric will stain everything. And I just wanted to get that pushed through first, even though, you know, it's still gonna stain. And then I added in my apples. So the order of stuff, usually I do the lightest at the bottom. I do that first, that way everything goes in and flushes it out. So I meant to put the greens in first, like the cilantro and parsley, but I had put them at the bottom of everything. So I was just like, let me get some of this out of the way. And you see me vigorously wiping the counter because the counter is white, almost white, and the turmeric and the beets was just wasting everywhere. And I'm just saying, like, I had to get that cleaned up immediately because we don't want stains on the counter, right? So I was doing a lot of back and forth, but the fizz would not come off. I just, you know how I am about the fizz. I don't like it. And as I was pouring in there, I kept looking at it. I was like, I do not want this in my juice. So later on, you'll see me get it out with a spoon. That was the only way I could do that. And so I had my towel on standby because I just kept wasting stuff. I don't know why. I'm left-handed, and I'll just say left-handedness is just, it also comes with clumsiness. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But I sped that up. That way I could just start getting everything in, and then the juice went from a green juice to a beet juice quickly. So you see another stain, and there I was. That's how I was a paid actor, I'm telling you. So the beets didn't really produce a fizz, so I didn't have to go too hard on getting that out. So yeah, then I went in with that, and I finished off the apples, and then I went in with that. Then I wiped again, got that out of the way. Went in with that, poured everything. I always use my strainer as I'm pouring just so it could catch everything. Wiped again. Then I poured it in the pitcher. It's a nice pitcher. I was like, let me use this. And then I went in with my additional spoon and got some of the fizz. It was still like a tiny bit, and I'm cool with just a little bit, but not too much. And then I went in with my key limes, and I did not use all of those. I'll say maybe it could have been 5. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but usually I'll go in with 5 or 6. So I just squeezed that in, and then I pushed that off to the side, wiped again, stirred it up, that way everything could get through. Got my cup of ice because I always like to taste it as soon as it's done, and it was pretty good. And I bottled. So my measurements for my bottles, I think that those shorter ones are 16 ounce. They could be 12 or 16. I need to look that up. And then my other bottles, that has to be 16.9. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up as well. So I bottled those, and I filled up the 2 bigger ones all the way that one all the way, just because. And this is more than my normal amount of juicing. I don't usually make this many at one time, but if you want, you could drink all of these in one day, but I didn't. I gave one away and I drank the rest. And juices are good for 24 hours. So 24, at most 48, but I always aim to drink them in under 24 hours. So I do my super shake that I like to do, and then I'm done. Thank you for watching my video. Goodbye.